There we go. There we go. We are live, bro. We are live tonight, Tuesday, July 30th. And man, seems like sneakers never really sleep, do they, bro?
Man, only for a short period of time, but any sneaker can be reborn.
That's right. That's right. Brought back from the vault, you know?
Yes.
So today we're going live because you're like, you know what? This is probably the fastest way versus trying to make a whole video on it and stuff. But they're announcing today that apparently they're going to be re-releasing the shattered backboards, the creme de la cremes, the original Dundadas of the high quality leather Jordan 1s. What's good to everybody tapped in right now with us in the chat so far,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
We had to go live. We had to talk about it. I see you guys that hit me up asking if we're going to go live during the week. Well, here we are, locked and loaded. You know what I'm saying? We don't have the
Yep.
whole crew. It's all good, though.
Yep.
We still going to put that effort out there for you guys. But, man, yeah. Jay, what you got on it, man?
So when I heard the potential news, not heard when I saw it, um, I smiled. I said, "Oh, let's go!" Like super, super excited. And you said it just right. The first thing that hit my mind was, are we going to get that same quality? And I still do not understand why the shattered backboard is the best made when it comes to quality leather wise with a Jordan 1. I mean, how is it that the Breads don't compare? How is it that the Chicago's does not compare to to the shattered backboards? It doesn't make sense to me, but I am very stoked for this potential reborn sneaker.
Dude, listen. Here we go. Here it is, right? So y'all know we not capping with y'all right now. Z Sneaker had put it out there. 10th anniversary. Okay, so these released back in 2014.
Hmm.
You know, look at them. They look great. Here's the thing, though. I don't know why either these are supposed to be known as the best leather quality we've ever gotten. Because not for nothing, I have the Jordan 1 crafts, the vibrations of Niger, right? There's been multiple craft shoes, and I'm talking about the vibrations of Niger. Matter of fact, they're sitting right here,
Go ahead, bring them out.
right? They're sitting right here. Okay, hold on a second. Let me get up here for you guys.
There you go. There
Okay,
you go.
I'm telling y'all right now, like it's nighttime. I'm using my other lighting. I'm telling y'all right now, the leather on these, I would definitely put that up against those shattered backboards any day of the week and twice on Sunday.
Whoa. And
Okay?
twice on Sunday.
Twice on
Whoa.
Sunday. I'm telling y'all
Whoa.
that right now. What's
Whoa.
going on with you, ATT Chris? What's good, bro?
What's going on, fam?
What's good with you? What's he got here? We already got comments coming through. What's up, guys? How dare they bring these and the PlayStation? Yeah, we're gonna get to those too. The PlayStation Air Force Ones. Now, Jay, you're not an Air Force One guy, so that's a pass for you, right?
Absolutely a
Yeah,
pass.
they ain't for me. They mine. So long as I can get my hands on them. Tyler goes, Jay, how's the leather on those awake airships?
Tyler, let me tell you this.
Now, see, he has them, but he's really asking you in
I,
comparison to the shattered backboards.
correct, correct. Let me say this to you, Tyler. To me, the awake airships are molto bella, right? Um, I will say that there's a debate when it comes to what is quality leather. There's a huge debate
Mm-hmm.
because some silhouettes, when we talk about the elephant wrinkleness, you know what I mean, with a little bit of lotion on them balls, right? That is fake. That it is man crafted, right?
Mm.
So the question comes into play: and I'm not deterring away from your question, but the question that comes into play is what's the difference? And so when we think of soft to the touch, we think of what? Fancy, right? We're thinking of something that's like, more luxurious when it comes to that. But then you have a thicker leather cut that's absolutely better than that soft leather. Because why? Because it lasts longer, it's more durable. But the only problem is with people when they think about leather quality, they say, hey, you know what, this isn't good leather quality because I have to really break this leather in. So that's the debate. I have to answer it that way because that's just the true debate. Where your kicks? What you think?
Yeah, I mean, in actuality, it's true, and people are not ready for that conversation. In my opinion, they're not really ready to understand that. For example, the leather that we got on the metallic burgundy 85 highs,
Mm,
that's high quality leather. That yeah, I understand it's stiffer, but okay, let's hold on a second. You know what? Let me stop sharing my screen real quick. Okay, let's say what it really is. All that tumbling you get is artificial. It's
man.
artificial tumbling. It is not natural tumbling. Okay, it's artificial tumbling, and in actuality, it's artificial tumbling on thin leather. It's thin leather. They thin out the leather, put that artificial tumbling on it, and go, here you go. And everyone jumps on them like, oh my goodness, this is so great. And granted, I'm not sitting here telling you I don't like to feel that soft leather that comes on a lot of these shoes, because I do. But as I've been on this sneaker journey and researching and look into things, I'm understanding now. It's like, okay, well, this leather that has to be broken in on an 85 high, for example, is actually better quality leather. It's the Jordan 1 you'd actually want to play basketball in because of the thickness of the leather and the leather and the stiffness, because it's added stability versus some of these other Jordan ones out here. Like I could pull any one of these mostly off the shelf right now, and it's not necessarily the plushness and the pliability of it isn't necessarily what you'd want to be playing basketball in.
So you hit it right on the marker. You know what I mean? It's like luxury versus durability. I like
Mm-hmm.
this. I think that's a good way of putting it. Luxury versus durability. So if you're looking for a soft to the touch, most people like they go crazy over that super super tumbled leather. Now you can tell what's if something is like pleather, if it's like a cheap leather, because there's different qualities of leather. So you
Correct.
can tell, you know what I mean?
Correct.
So, Tyler, I love the fact, that you said, hey, the leather is no better than a lot of other Jordans out there. No sugar booger. So that's the debate, bro. You know what I'm saying? I'm glad you said that. That is the debate. But when we talk about that soft to the touch, that wrinkly dankly, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Um, so many people say, hey, this is the best quality leather, but I will say this. When it comes to the touch of that shattered backboard, it gives you that luxurious feel, but it does not mean it's better.
Correct. Now look at this, right? Because we talking about because they supposed to apparently drop these 85 highs next year. Now, for whatever reason, people are not that excited about these coming out. But I'm telling you now, the leather that's going to be on these it's going to be that quote unquote stiffer leather, but it's going to be of high quality, just like the Bread 85s that are dropping. They're all talking about now. The thing with the Bread 85s is they're saying special material. I don't know
Mm.
what the heck they could be using. You know what I mean? Is it ostrich leather, gator? You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? like,
Hmm.
like what you giving us? You know what I'm saying that is going to make those so special because again, on those 85s, it's high quality leather to begin with.
You know, I'm not switching topics. I want to stay on this topic, but let me say this about the shadows, right? You know, a lot of people who either are or were Air Jordan 1 fans, you know, the Air Jordan 1 crave. You know, I noticed that a lot of people are saying, hey, and I'm not saying everybody, but there's enough like, it's the Air Jordan 1. I'm not excited. Y'all know, man, I am not the biggest Air Jordan 1 fan. I like ones, but I'm not the biggest fan. Let's just be honest.
Mm-hmm.
But I want to try to go for a lot of these high 85s. I want to go for a lot of them. The reason why I did not go for the Georgetowns, right, is because that was like cardboard leather, right? It
Mm-hmm.
looks great, but the quality was just not on par, in my opinion. And you know, Purple Haze, him and I discussed, and we both was like, bro, we're gonna pass on this because this look almost like pleather, but it's like cardboard leather, and it's not a high quality.
Well, I mean, I couldn't say yay or nay on that. All I know is that that resale still up on them. So they must have done something with those. Now, if you guys are saying the leather's no good, I'll take your word for it. You know what I'm saying? I'll take your
Yeah.
word for it on that. It's been a while since I've actually seen a Georgetown 85 high in person.
When I was at Sneaker Travelers, it was there. And listen, you know, Mr. Thing said it perfectly. You know what I'm saying? It's the color, right? It's
Mm.
colorways that can really make or break a shoe. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And so the colorway is great. The shoe is sexy, bro, without a doubt. But it just doesn't, and it just doesn't work. You know, when I see something like that, I'm like, it looks good, but it's not good. That's
Mm-hmm.
just my opinion. Take it for what it is.
Now, this was mentioned in the chat. We also have another shoe apparently we're going to be getting, which I don't even know what the resale on this damn thing is, but bro, the PlayStation Air Force Ones.
Mm,
Here's a picture of Kobe holding them right now. You know what
mm.
I mean? This information just came out today. Now, this is more, they said this is allegedly we could be seeing them versus on the shattered backboards, according to Z Sneakerhead, and that we're definitely getting those. You know what I mean?
Yep. I mean, listen, I need to know in the chat who is either a Xbox fan or a PlayStation fan. I am truly 100% with PlayStation. I am not a fan of Xbox. But I don't care. This is an absolute quick pass for me. Too easy. No look. Not a fan of Air Force Ones. Never have been, never will. Even though I do have one pair of Air Force Ones in my collection. I do.
Bro, do you know what the resale is on these PlayStation Air Force Ones?
I mean, they come out next year, so I mean, how
Do you,
can we?
do you do you want to know? Look at this. Look at these prices, bro.
Stop it. That crap will go. Listen, listen. If this comes out in 2025 and you can get the silhouette now, we need to question a lot of things. We need to question a
But you got to
lot of
remember,
things.
this released like a long time ago. Now
Listen,
look,
I
here we go.
know.
Sell for 205 or ask more.
Mm-mm, mm-mm, nah, this is a no brainer for me, bro. Like, nope. Now, listen. If they make 10,000 pairs, 5,000 pairs, I can see it going up just because of um exclusive, how exclusive it is. But it's still a no go for me. I don't like it. And here's the thing too. A lot of people complain about the patent bred ones, right? Is this not patent bred? I mean, not a patent bred, but this is patent leather.
Bro, what did Mr. Think say? It ain't silhouettes, it's colorways that don't sell out, bro. Yeah, the
Right.
materials is patent leather materials, but These released back in 2006. Okay, and we ain't seen them in a long time. And you just saw what they was trying to sell a size 7.5 for
Yep.
$20,000. Like, bro,
Hmm. Yep.
you
Yep.
know
It's a no go for me. Um, I mean,
what we got.
people complain about patent leather, but it's kind of like, come on, man.
I
I ain't
feel like
feeling
the
it.
PlayStation Air Forces are going to get the linen treatment with crap quality or different look than the original.
Okay.
Maybe,
Okay.
maybe, or I mean, how expensive is patent leather? It's just a treatment they put on there, right?
Pretty much.
You know what I mean? Listen, it don't cost Nike nothing to reproduce this shoe. Let's be 100% about that. It don't cost them nothing to reproduce this shoe. Okay, so the fact of the matter is from Nike's perspective, they're basically going to, as it seems, just drop so much next year, and I would say it's probably an initiative from 2025 through 2029, or it's going to take us through the next 5 years. You know what I mean? With all this stuff that they have dropping, because let's think about it. Now we're getting shattered backboard ones. When originally they were talking about a shattered backboard, but they called it a 4.0, to where it was just going to have, it's going to be like the black toes, where the color was going to be on the spine. And now they're giving us the original. Now, I would have been fine with a 4.0. I would have been fine with a black toe style shattered backboard. Okay?
Okay.
But they're giving us the original. We're also getting the 8s. The, damn, I can't think of the name of them now off the top of
Are
my
you thinking
head.
the aquas?
Thank you. Aqua 8s. We're getting Aqua 8. White cement 4s. We're getting those. We're getting 85 high breads. We're getting, Black Cat 3s, Black Cat 5s, Black Cat 4s. Are they going to drop all 3 Black Cats next year?
See, that would be a bad move. That would be a super bad business move. And
Yeah,
let
but see,
me
I'm going to buy them all. So
listen. I'm 100% in agreement with you. I do not disagree with you at all. But let me say this. As you were naming off all 5 silhouettes, I could be wrong with the count, but I just started smiling. Like if y'all know, man, I'm literally over here, looking like a god doggone a smiley face lemon head, emoji. All right, I'm loving it. But at the end of the day, ATT Chris, you said, "Hey man, nothing is sacred to Nike Jordan brand when money's involved." And here, and I was about to say something about this. This is great, but this is bad at the same time.
why is it bad?
It's bad because when it comes from a perspective of originality, when it comes from a perspective of, okay, do, do they still have the technological advancements, which we know they do have the tech specs, we understand that, but we're looking for something different. And I feel
But,
like this is like they digging too deep in the bag
okay. Hold on
to
a
stay
second.
afloat.
Hold on. See, so I got to stop you there. I got to stop
Please.
you. Because the different that Nike has put out, have you bought any of it?
I mean, it ain't came out yet.
No, what do you mean it ain't came out yet? There's
I'm talking
how
about
much?
2025.
No, are you talking about Jordan Brand or Nike?
I'm talking about what ATT Chris said, Nike Jordan brand, but really
No, 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 no,
specifically
no, no, no,
Jordan
no,
brand,
no.
really
I'm
specifically
asking
Jordan.
you, have
Hmm.
you okay, Nike, which Jordan Brand falls under the umbrella, has produced new silhouettes, has put out here new technology. Have you bought any of it?
I believe so. Yeah.
What have you bought that's new?
Um.
Did you buy the new Air Maxes? Did you buy a pair of those yet?
No, I didn't get the Air Maxes.
You know which ones I'm talking. The Air Max DNs. Did you buy a pair of those?
No, I didn't. I'm over
Okay.
here looking too.
What about those? What do they call them? The Superflies? Not the Super. We were discussing them before. Those running shoes.
Super Alpha.
The Super
The
Alphas.
Alpha. Yeah, the Alpha Fly.
You buy
Alpha
any of
Fly.
those?
Alpha Fly. Nope, I did not. I have
Okay.
not yet.
So here, there go two pairs of new that you ain't even tried to touch yet.
Correct.
You still buy retros.
Correct. But you have to
So
understand.
so here's the thing. What are you waiting on new for? Because you ain't buying it.
So listen, all that stuff you was mentioning, some of those I just don't want. Right?
See
When
what I'm
it comes,
saying? The new stuff they
but
put
no, no,
out you
no,
don't want,
no,
and
no,
that's the
no,
masses. That's the
no.
masses though.
But okay, no, no, but the alpha flies are dope. I am getting a pair of those. All right, I
Okay.
am getting those. But
Okay.
hear me out.
Okay.
What I'm saying is that I'm loving it. Don't get me wrong. But at the same time, Nike is super reaching in that bag, and that's scary to stay afloat. Let's be honest.
Why is it
Because you have a
scary?
okay, first of all, this is why it's scary. When you have collectors, right? And I'm looking at it from their perspective. Those who like, have the Wu-Tangs, those who have this things that you cannot that are not obtainable, right? They're starting to sell those things off, which I still think is bad. But it's kind of like, okay, Nike, can we do something else? Because I'm loving this old school vibe without a shadow of a doubt. But at the end of the day, the massive has been asking for something new, something a wow factor. Is that not true?
And they've been asking for some of these shoes that they've had in the vault to be released too. For example,
Correct.
Shattered Backboards, they're dropping them again. It's been 10 years since we saw that shoe.
Correct. I get
It's
it.
been it's been 10 years since we saw white cement fours.
But
Here's the thing. There's a whole new crop of sneakerheads that have now come through who are going to have an opportunity to add these to their collections.
and I think it's great. But at the end of the day, we already established that the Air Jordan 1 is absolutely what? Right? It's
That's
and
in terms
yes,
of resale.
even take away the resale, even people
But
really
that's
want the
but
cop
okay,
ones.
but Jay, that's how
Even
it's
people
being
want the cop
judged.
ones.
That's how it's being judged. That's how if listen. If the lucky green ones were going for like 350, 400 right now, everybody be scrambling to try to get themselves a pair.
I
Let's
agree.
not act like you weren't. And what does
I
everyone
agree.
say? Oh, if it was 2020, this shoe would be doing how much? This shoe would be going for what? Everyone be trying to scramble for them.
Okay.
Like at the end of the day, like I'm gonna tell you straight up, I don't really care about the inflated value of a lot of these collections out here because at the end of the day, like I'm about liking sneakers. Okay, I love Jordan ones. I got a bunch of Jordan ones in my collection that are perceived to be bricks, and I don't care because I love the shoe. You
But
know,
you and
you're
I,
saying that this shoe is sacred. It can never be released again. For what?
I didn't say that. I didn't say it can never be
I'm not even
released. I said
saying you. I'm not saying you.
it's just the same. I get
But
it.
but but at the same time, you did bring up. Well, I'm also talking for the collectors out there and their collections and stuff like. Yeah, I get it. You know what I mean? But what are we kids? Like, oh, look what I have. Look what you don't have. Look what you can't get. Like, nah, screw that.
So I'm in a disagreement with you, and here's the reason why I'm disagreeing with you. There's nothing wrong with putting their hand in the bag and pulling out some tricks, but when you constantly dipping in that bag too much, that makes it scary. I don't care about the value of a sneaker. We know this. We cop what we like over here. We know this without a shadow of a doubt. We know this. But it does get scary when you have to reach and reach and reach and reach. There's nothing wrong with reaching, but they digging. There's a whole difference between reaching and digging.
So here's the other thing though, is because here's the real question though, Jay.
Come
Here's
on.
the real question. All right, is doing any of this going to actually target the real issue for Nike? And what is that
Is it
real
going to,
issue?
I believe it is lack of creativity.
Okay. Okay. Now, what is Nike's real issue right now?
I mean, the issue is for one is shareholders is they're losing. We could say losing ground.
There we go. So the stock market price per share dipped a lot because the earnings was like what? It was like a 1% over for
Increase,
fourth quarter. Yeah, 1% increase. So a
increase.
lot of investors got scared and started pulling out. Now, here's the thing. We keep
Mhm.
talking about all this innovation. We need innovation. We need innovation. We need innovation. What is the innovation that's come from Adidas? What are they putting out there? Because last I checked, the shoe that's been selling for them like hotcakes is that Samba.
Correct. But you know the
That
difference?
shoe is how old though?
I agree, but you have to
The-
understand the difference.
hold on.
Keep
Is
going.
there any innovation that they've dropping? Are there any new silhouettes that are doing anything special?
Keep going.
I'm asking.
It's the same. It's the same sneaker, but
But I'm
I'm
not
gonna
even
tell you why.
focused on the sneaker as I am as the brand as a whole.
The
Because they
brand is
really
the
haven't put out any besides the AE ones, you know what I mean, and a couple other athlete silhouettes like that. Like as a whole brand, you know what I mean? Like they don't really have any innovation. There's not really any crazy technology that they've put
Okay.
out there.
Okay.
If there is, correct me. If there is, correct me.
No. Only thing I can think of is the AE1, which is even though we don't have to agree with it, it is a different silhouette. It
Mm-hmm.
is something absolutely different,
Mm-hmm.
right? Just like the James Harden, it is something innovative. It's something
Mm-hmm.
push forward, right? All right, and take away the face of the name. That is the difference what Adidas has done. But let me explain to you the difference between Adidas situation and Nike.
Okay.
See, I don't have a complaint with fours. Listen, I don't care if it's an SB cut or if it's the OG cut. Fours have always been comfortable to me.
Well,
But a
that's
lot
your favorite. That's your favorite.
right, correct for me. But a lot of the masses have said that fours hurt their little pink. They little pinky toe. Okay,
Yeah.
am I right?
Yeah, you're right.
Okay. So Adidas is known for what? Comfort. Adidas is known for comfort. Take away your Yeezys. Take my Yeezys, really, right? But when you talk about Sambas, when you talk about anything like that, people rock those silhouettes for comfortability. That's the difference.
I mean, how comfortable are those Sambas? Because that sole is like this big.
Listen,
You know what I mean? Like it's a thin
it,
sole on
it
those
always
Sambas.
doesn't matter if the sole is thin. It's about the
Uh,
comfortability of a sneaker,
okay,
of
so
a
then
shoe.
okay,
But
so
I'm
by that logic, then they should be buying the one because the one's got a thin sole. It's flat,
but when you think
but then
about
people complain about Jordan One's comfortability.
but when you think about Nike, people look at Nike as a what? What when you think about Nike, what is the first thing that comes to your mind when you think about Nike?
The leader.
Okay? The word I'm looking for is fashion. Nike is a fashion statement when it comes. They are a
Uh,
sneaker staple when it comes to fashion.
I can't.
Hey,
No,
chat. Let me
no,
know if y'all disagree.
no. Fashion.
Yeah, absolutely.
Not. I think Nike. I think athletics.
I think fashion.
Now, when you bring up Jordans, I think okay, I'm rocking Jordans, but I know Jordan as the basketball player, greatest player of all time, athlete.
But people don't people wear Jordans on the court, but a lot of people are not wearing Jordans on the court. They're wearing it for
Correct.
what? For
Correct.
fashion.
You're wearing for aesthetics. Correct. Correct.
That's the
I would.
point.
I would
That's the
say
point I'm
the.
getting to.
I would say the original silhouettes. You know, there's a few out there that probably would hold up to today's sneaker. There's probably a couple of them. The first one that comes to mind, as far as comfortability and being able to really be able to play ball in, would be a pair of 13s. You know, next behind those, I'd probably go the 11s, and then maybe the 14.
Okay.
You know,
I get it. But I
so
mean when you
Pot Dessert goes. I put athleisure under fashion.
so
Okay,
and I get it.
I get
That's my
that.
point. Fashion. Fashion equals what? Appeal.
So we go. Pot Desert goes, which is a category most sneaker brands fall under or can appeal to. Yeah. I mean, listen. Even the Sambas, technically, right? They're supposed to be like soccer based, like to be able to
Cor-
use those playing. But
Correct.
people rock them like casually too. You know what I
But
mean?
when
The
you think
shell toe,
about right,
the shell toe is a basketball shoe, but people rock them. I mean, Run DNC made them fashionable, because they was the
Correct.
ones mainly rocking them, right?
Correct. But when you think of Sambas, bro, like when you in order to play soccer, you need a soccer cleat, soccer shoe that is comfortable because
Mm-hmm.
you are when you think about these guys, they're running constantly
Mm-hmm.
up and down the field. There's no way those sneakers, those cleats cannot be comfortable. So when
Correct.
you have to think of an association, and we got to think about it too. As fashionable and as great as Nike is, but when we talk about when it comes to like sports stuff, Adidas is really the leading forefront when it comes to that. When it comes to listen, I get it, but overseas, I'm telling you, Adidas is smacking everything out the box when it comes to overall sports. When it comes
Okay,
to
but
sports,
okay.
it
So
does.
I'm glad you said overseas because overseas, you're talking about again. You're talking more so apparel than you are actually wearing the gear like cleats and stuff like that to actually play in.
Straight
Because a lot
sneaker.
of the teams, a lot of the international teams are all sponsored by Adidas. And so, a lot of these countries, obviously, soccer, aka international football, is the biggest sport in the world,
Yes,
right? It's the biggest sport in the world.
without a doubt.
And most of those teams have an Adidas sponsorship. Adidas has been heavy in the soccer game, 100%. Okay, so that's why Adidas is, in terms of internationally, is high up there like that. Puma's another one. Now, Puma's really good outside of the U.S. And again, that's another brand that's involved in like F1 racing, which I don't think people realize how big Formula One racing is to the
Oh yeah.
world.
Oh
You know
yeah.
what I mean?
Oh yeah.
Besides the different countries that these race car drivers come from, it's also the brand of car.
Correct.
Like when you go to see the circuits in Italy, the amount of Ferrari you see
Correct.
out there, banners and stuff like that. But then I don't know if you guys ever heard of this guy. His name was Michael Schumacher, right? He's German, but he drove for years for the Ferrari team, right? Now isn't that crazy though? German guy, mind you, Mercedes competes in F1, but he
Correct.
was but he was driving for an Italian brand.
Yep.
You know what I mean? And so, when you go to Germany, you see all these people out there rocking the Ferrari stuff along with the German flag because of Michael Schumacher.
Well, yeah.
I get it.
So, but it goes back to that point. You cannot play soccer. You cannot. You have to have comfortability, and that's my whole point behind it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And that's just a small tidbit of why that's my statement. You know what I mean? I'm looking at a whole thing globally, right? When you look at globally, right, you got to really look at what are some of the best brands for running shoes, right? But what are some of the best brands?
But I don't. But see, I don't know how these brands do outside the U.S. when it comes to running like that.
So
That I
listen,
don't know.
you can look it up and you look up the statistics and it'll tell you who's among the best
Okay.
when
But
it
what?
comes to stuff like that.
So outside of the U.S., where is Nike the biggest? I'll give you a hint. Think basketball.
I mean, honestly, Nike is huge in Australia. Huge.
Nope. That's not what I'm talking about. Big there, but no.
I mean, China. They're
There
huge.
you go.
They're
China.
huge.
Nike is huge,
Yeah.
huge over there in China.
Hmm.
100%. Especially with basketball, which is why there's a lot of it's interesting too because there's a lot of sneaker collaborations that are set up to represent different holidays and different events from China. For example, there's a shoe out there called the Jordan Spizike Dong Dance. And
Okay.
Dong Dan is like a huge tournament that is sponsored by Jordan Brand over there in China. It's like it goes, it's deep. You know what I mean? There's a few other sneakers that they've released to commemorate that event and stuff like that, but a lot of us never even heard of most of these things. You know what I'm saying? But China, Nike is huge over in
Yes,
China.
absolutely.
Now, why did Nike become big in the first place, though?
You talking about globally? You're
Yes,
talking globally. I mean, they came big because of Jordan.
exactly.
Jordan.
Exactly. Jordan Brand propelled Nike leaps and bounds above all these other brands. Okay. And then there were all these other athletes that followed with it. You know what I mean? And like one of the matter of fact, one of the great track runners of all time. Think about Maurice Green, Nike. Michael Johnson, Nike. And then you switch over to swimming, Michael Phelps. I believe he was Nike too, was he not?
That I don't
All
know.
these Olympians were Nike. You know what I'm saying? And they were United States.
So we have to equate finances. We have to equate popularity when it comes to when you can go ahead and have superstars on your squad. We have to look at it, in,
What do
in
you mean by
that
that? What do you
aspect.
mean? In what sport you talking?
I'm just saying. I mean, I'm just saying general for major sneaker brands. You know what I'm saying? Like major
Okay.
sneaker brands. It doesn't matter. You know what I mean? Like, so I agree. I understand what you're saying without a shadow of a doubt. But Adidas has they major heavy hitters too, right? You can't sleep on it. But yes, Nike is leading in that department because of finances and popularity. Let's be clear on that. Can we not?
Yeah, but again, all elevated because of one person.
Okay, facts. But you forgetting something very important.
Okay, what am I
It's
forgetting?
it's, it's not like Jordan just said, "Hey, I'm signed with Nike. Y'all gonna love it." It was because of the innovative creators that they had because the shoe told a
Correct.
story.
Tinker Hatfield. That's right. Right. And then later on, you had Virgil Abloh come through. You know what I mean? But
So
again,
they play
go
a
ahead.
significant role in that as well.
Correct. The creative aspect does, and not for nothing, Nike itself, not even Jordan Brand considering, because you got to consider, Nike running, Nike SB, Nike basketball, all the, like, not only were they innovative in their shoes, but they were also innovative in a lot of their ad campaigns as well. You know what I
Correct.
mean? They had a way of creating things that generated a feeling that you wanted to wear Nike.
Yes.
You wanted to have it on. And I would say a lot of why Nike is hurting all around can come back to the current state of the sneaker game. And it is people's inability to be able to have just one shoe. When some of these top tier releases come out and they can't even get one, and then you got somebody online flashing that they got 30 pairs and they can't even get one, and it happens over and over and over again. I would say this, bro. I would say Sneakers App might have had, as positive as an uptick Sneakers App has had, I think it's had an equal, if not worse, effect actually. Because
Okay. I don't fight you on that. But who's at fault? I want you to tell me who's
I,
at
I
fault.
mean, I don't really know, because think about it. You got 50,000. Here we go. Here's the argument. You put out 50,000 pairs and you got 3 million people trying to go for the shoe. And then you say, okay, well, let's make more pairs. But then you got a segment of people who complain that, oh, they're making too many pairs. They're dropping too many of these, blah, 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 blah. If they dropped 100,000 Travis Scott lows, you think they wouldn't move?
Oh, they gonna move.
You think they would, especially in one of these? Okay, here we go. Here we go. If they dropped 150,000 Travis Scott lows in the Chicago color blocking, you think they wouldn't be an instant sellout?
it's gonna be a killer.
Instant sellout, bro. Instant.
So let me say this. You said something, and I want to backtrack. You said something very interesting.
Go ahead.
You said you don't know what's the problem. And what you really said was really super interesting. You got people on social media, right, posting they got 30 pairs of sneakers. And I asked her, I said, yo, who's at fault? And let me explain to you who's at fault. The company is at fault. Hear me out,
Okay.
right?
No, no, I'm listening. I'm listening.
People are getting pairs early. We're seeing leaks early. How are they getting these sneakers early? It is the company's fault because we call it backdooring. So at the end of the day, I don't care how you want to call it, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's the company's fault because they're the ones who's saying, "Hey, I'm gonna give this sneak. I'm gonna give. They're only making 5,000 sneakers. I'm gonna give 4,999 to these people here, and you're only gonna get one, for example." So they are at fault for giving people early pairs, backdooring pairs. They're the problem. They're the problem of why people are turned off. They're also the problem, part of the problem, not fully, but they're also part of the problem. Sneaker prices is going absolutely out the wazoo. That's part of the company's fault, not fully on that end. But when you see people with 300 pairs of something that drops in 2 months and they already got them, how did they get them? They got them from the organization.
I would agree with you on that. I would agree. And it's interesting you bring up the pricing. Do they actually need to raise prices on these shoes? Because when you think about it, I mean, look, let's go to New Balance, right? That Action Bronson drop. All three pairs were 170. Now, granted, with the Scorpius pair, they wanted you to buy a piece of apparel in order to check out with the sneaker, which that piece of apparel, what was that, $100 for that shirt or something like that? I know J Balvin. Now, J Balvin did the same thing, but that was more so to get exclusive access. But we'll get to that in a second. Either way, the shoe itself was 170, and, it was something different. The colorways were nice. You know what I mean? But again, in today's market, 170 seems relatively tame. Relatively tame price wise. Now I was bringing up J Balvin. That collab right there was running you 250 to get that. You know what I mean? Did it really need to be that price? No. You know what I mean? It really didn't, but people still went after it. Now, if the resale was low on it, I'm telling you now, no one would go after it like that.
And then that raises the second question you just said, and I agree with you.
Mm-hmm.
I appreciate all y'all in the chat, man. Like we really do. And I'm not gonna speak for Wear Your Kids, but I feel like I am. But I'm speaking on my behalf, 100% on my behalf. If you are a true sneaker enthusiast, you're gonna be here for the highs, and you absolutely are gonna be here for the lows.
Mm-hmm.
All right, that's my words. That's not Wear Your Kicks words. That's my words because I don't want to speak on your behalf on that part. You know what I'm saying? I'll let you tap in how you feel on that end.
I mean, honestly, from my perspective, I don't necessarily care what shoes are doing on the aftermarket.
Thank you.
I don't. For me, if I like a shoe, I'm trying to get it.
Thank you.
You can perceive it to be a brick. Now, I will say this. If you know a shoe is going to go on sale and you can be patient for it, you can wait. Why not? Why not save yourself that money?
Yeah.
For example, here's a situation. I got two upcoming Jordan 1s that are releasing. I got both of them under retail coming in. Okay? Now, on release day, they both going to drop for 180, and eventually they will go down. But from my perspective, seeing as I make content, and then I'm like, okay, well, these things are already under retail, Let me go ahead, get these, put out these reviews for people so they can see what the shoe looks like, here's some perspective on it. And that way, they know what it is they're going after once they end up going on sale, because more than likely they will be on sale. We've seen what's been going on with a lot of Jordan 1s.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? We've seen it.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
You know what I'm saying? But for me, like I said, I don't necessarily care about resale for me to say whether or not I like a shoe. I really don't. If I like a shoe, I like a shoe. Damn what everybody else says. Damn if they call them quote unquote bricks. I got a ton of bricks in this collection. You know what I'm saying?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? But I don't really care, because at the end of the day, I'm about these sneakers, not this resale price. And here's another thing too, because a lot of people are dictated by that. They like a shoe, but then they see, oh well, it's not really going for much, so I'm going to pass on it.
Yep.
So you only really wanted that shoe for clout, not because you actually liked it.
And let me jump in with you real quick.
Go ahead, bro.
Prime example. I just dropped a video date of what? The Nike Union Field General Guavas. I don't care that the Guavas are sitting on the Union site. It is a dope sneaker. I gave you guys a review, so you guys can check out that review if you want and make a sound decision for yourself to say, hey, either A, I'm gonna go after it, or B, I'm not. I love the Guava. I think it's absolutely dope and it's refreshing, in my opinion.
So you really like the color blocking on that shoe?
I love it, bro. Like,
well, what did you feel about the other two?
I think they're dope too. I think they're dope as well. Like, absolutely fire. I like the Guava the best because it's different. I talked about it in the video, bro. We was laughing, but we was really talking. I think about Air Jordan 1s, where we said, we always get either sail or white midsoles.
We talked about that. Very rare do we get colored midsoles like that. We got them, but very rare do we get colored midsoles on our Jordan 1s.
You know what I mean? And so when I thought about that, I had to add that to the video, because I'm like, this chocolate brown, it makes so much sense with the sneaker. The colorway is different. You get two additional spare of laces for $120, and you can't get additional spare laces on the $300 sneaker that dropped. And y'all got a suitcase when you can go ahead and go to Walmart and go ahead and play poker in it. Quit playing with me, man. Quit playing with me.
Nah, listen, 100%, 100%. And the other thing too is it's interesting. For example, those the Nike SB Dunk Low and their collaboration releases tomorrow, right? That shoe retails, I think, at like $130. We're getting 5 extra sets of laces.
Can you say it again?
5 extra sets of laces.
I hope it breaks, because we want the shoe.
So there's 6 total laces is what it comes pre-laced with, and there's 5 extra that the shoe's coming with. Okay. Oh, look who stepped in.
I disagree with everything y'all just said.
Good. I want to hear your perspective on it. But yeah, we're getting 5 extra sets of laces with that shoe. Now, how difficult they're going to be, I don't know. I'm waiting to hear, just like wait, I don't think did both y'all go after their SBs?
Absolutely, I did.
Perp, did you put in for the raffles on them?
No, I didn't. I have bigger fish to fry right now.
Okay.
But it's still a dope shoe, though.
Okay. So, but there we have a shoe. Usually we don't get that many extra laces. I think with the big money savings, we got 2 extra set of laces.
Yep.
Okay. We usually get a lot of extra laces with a lot of these shoes out here. For example, like, it's rare to get an extra set of laces with a Jordan 3. But with the Nina Chanel collab, we got them. I believe, I'm trying to remember now, did I get an extra set of laces with my Patchwork 3s? I know with those they gave us those Nike Air patches to put on the back. Can't remember if there was an extra set of laces that came with them. But it's rare with a lot of these shoes besides Jordan 1s that we get extra laces. And even sometimes with Jordan 1s we don't get extra laces. I.e. the Palominos. The Palomino 1s did not come with extra laces.
Yep.
Should have, but didn't.
Yep.
but yet Nike's ever increasing the price quarter after quarter after quarter, and not giving us any extra additives on top of that. Like, how does that make it make sense?
And I asked earlier, does Nike actually need to be raising the prices on these shoes? Do they actually need to be raising the prices?
Look, you have to look at it like this. The average cost to make a Nike sneaker is around $6.25, right? And we're just using the Jordan 1 silhouette, for example. Now, even with the import-export prices going up, barrels of oil, and then even the conflict right now in Ukraine with Russia, they have not drastically gone up on import exports to the point where Nike can then pass that on to us as a consumer. You know, it still doesn't offset. They're still making hand over fist profit. Now, if they decide to move to the Jiaozhou province of China with their other warehouse and just do majority of production through that warehouse, it makes sense. Because now you're going from 3 warehouses to 2, essentially, right? So now you do have to offset that cost.
Okay.
But Nike hasn't made that move now. They still have 3 full production warehouses going in all 3 provinces of China right now.
Okay.
So it doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense why they are raising prices right now.
Oh, yeah, it makes sense. Purple Haze, it makes total sense why.
Why do you think it makes sense then?
Because we still buying.
I mean, that's true. That's true. That's true. So it's funny though you bring it up because I saw a comment on, I believe it was Mr. Unloved One's post about the shattered backboards, where someone in there said, "Mark my words, these shattered backboards going to come at us for $250."
Ooh, that's dirty.
And I'm like, I was like, oh, I don't know about that.
Dirty dog.
Now I could see 200 with you know, similar leather to what they gave us when they originally dropped, and we had a whole discussion about that too. You know what I mean? We had a whole discussion about that too. If the QC is that of the pair they dropped 10 years ago, people will be okay getting them at $200. But I can't see them doing $250 on those. Nah.
Okay.
Ain't no way.
But let's just say they do. Let's say they do tax $250, right? If you're looking at it from a 10,000-foot overview, right? You're saying, okay, I missed out. Has it been almost 10 years? Wow.
Yeah, 10-year anniversary. It'll be 10 years next year.
I missed out 10 years ago. The resale on that shoe is still astronomically through the roof. Even
that's true. $1,000, right? Yeah.
And you're not giving us a remastered look. You're giving us the OG once again.
Whoa. So hold on. We don't know that. We don't know if it's the old version or they're giving us the new version Jordan 1.
What do you mean the new version?
Because this is a new version Jordan 1 we're getting. The wings logo is larger. The toe is shaped different on these Jordan 1s that we have now. They're not like the other ones
Very
that we
true.
were getting before.
Very true.
So we don't know if we're getting V1 or V2 version on these shattered backboards.
So let's just say V2. You're still coming out cheaper at $250 price point than what you are on the resale market.
100%. I would say that.
So you're still winning no matter what. Now, do I agree with it too? Oh, absolutely not. And this is coming from someone which Jay already knows. I do not have this sneaker. I have been wanting this sneaker for quite some time. I have the 2.0s. I have the 3.0s. That is the only one I do not have in my collection to round off my toes. So it's bad. It's bad. But
how many pairs?
Oh, it's a double up. Double up.
You got it bad.
Oh, it's a double. It's a double up.
Jay, how many pairs? How many pairs, Jay?
At minimum, it's a double up. It's a double up. It's a double up. It's a double up.
2 sneakers for me. 1 this year, 1 next year is a must double up. Those are the Black Cement 3s and also the Shatter Backboards next year. Those
Black Cement 3s. That's a triple. That's a triple for me. That's a triple.
We got a question here. What Grail do we think is next to be announced for 2025?
You know what, Jason? Let me answer that question for Jason. Hey, bro, listen. I don't care what nobody say. They can laugh at me, all right? I am an avid 10 lover. I love 10s. I will pick a 10 over a 1. I love
We
10s.
getting the steals though. We getting steel 10s next year.
And that's what I was gonna say. I really feel I feel like that is what we absolutely will get.
No, they
Let's
already
make it.
announced this coming.
No. But we know sometimes they can push things back and say
Well, they
2026.
push it.
Let's be honest.
But he's saying what's next to be announced. What have we not heard about yet? Taxi
Now,
12s?
now
Taxi
I would
12,
love
I'm
the
hearing
taxi.
26.
I would love the
See,
taxi.
I think so. Hey, you know what, Perp? This would be a good question for you. Is it a 5-year initiative they got with some of these releases that are going to be going on?
Oh, it's unspoken. Absolutely.
Is it a 5-year? Is it going to be a 5-year span? That's what I'm thinking.
Absolutely.
That's what I'm thinking. It's a 5-year plan of some of these releases that we're going to be getting.
Yeah.
Because I honestly think some of the shoes dropping next year are going to get pushed to 2026.
It's possible. You know, I'm gonna tell you what, Jason. Too. I think the nickels. I think the nickels. They're gonna announce the nickels for 2025. That's another grail, in my opinion. The nickels. I think the nickels is a strong opportunity.
Here goes one for you. Last shot 14s.
Okay, I can see that.
Last shot 14s.
I can see that.
And we haven't had a 7 or an 8 announced yet. Well, we did get an 8. Sorry, we haven't had a 7 announced. We don't even have a. Do we have a 7 for this year?
No, I can't recall a 7 for this year. I cannot.
No official
cannot
announcements for
recall.
not a 7. We had the Olympic 6s, but
So I okay.
no.
I love 7.
So here we go. Either Taxi 12s or Raptor 7s are my prediction.
I'm gonna tell you what. I'm gonna go with the taxis because I need the taxis to close out my 12 collect. Even though I'm not a big 12 fan, and I'm gonna say they're gonna bring back the Bugs Bunnies. The Bugs Bunnies.
So you think we're getting 2 8s next year?
I think they're gonna bring. I'm hoping that they drop the Bugs.
8s.
The Bugs Bunnies is my grill when it comes to an 8. Jason, what you hoping they announce?
Yeah, what are you hoping for?
Perp,
what are you hoping for, Perp?
Oh, Taxi 12s all day.
Okay. Anybody in the chat, let us know what you guys are hoping to see next year.
Mm-hmm. But I'm hearing though those Bugs Bunnies will be coming out. It's absolutely.
Oh, they gotta be.
Absolutely, but more so 26, 27 though.
Now, if my guy ATT Chris still in the chat listening right now, he hopes they don't drop no more. He hopes they don't drop no more. I know he complains about it sometimes. In a way, in a backhanded way, he complains about it a little bit. What was you gonna say, Jay?
No. I mean, listen. I know you and I had our discussion, our heated discussion, and I think it's just personal taste and preference. I'm all for it. But at the end of the day, that it still gets scary. It still is a scary future, in my opinion.
See, and again, I don't look at it as fear, in my opinion. I look at it as you get to basically there's a whole crop of sneakerheads you're trying to indoctrinate back into the brand. And this type of excitement, this type of conversation is just going to garner that attention that they're obviously looking for. Look, I mean, think about it. Now, I'm gonna change lanes here a little bit, okay? Now, we all know there's like a huge push to go electric, right? Everyone's talking about all these electric cars and all this other kind of stuff, and that we need to get rid of the combustion engine, and combustion engine is on its way out. What does Chevy have to say about that?
Middle finger.
They gave a big middle finger bringing out that new ZR1 twin turbo flat crank V8 producing over 1,000 horsepower.
Hail to America.
They said, screw all that.
Yep. American muscle car.
Screw all that. Now, mind you, the turbos actually help with emissions. But that's a whole other conversation. But, okay? But, look at the excitement. Look at the attention it brought over to the brand. Everyone's talking about this car now, ever since they announced it. Right? Everyone's talking. There's videos all over the place, shorts, YouTube videos, everything, bro. They're everywhere now talking about this damn car that's going to be coming out. Mind you, there's a good bit of people who will never touch it. The difference here is these are sneakers, bro. These are things we're putting on our feet. And granted, I covet a lot of my shoes that I have, but I don't covet them because of resale.
Correct.
I covet them because I love them and the stories behind them. Right? Again, I pulled out the Vibrations of Niger. Most people don't even have any inkling what the actual story to that sneaker is. And most people don't even remember that damn shoe that released last year. And it's considered a brick. But the leather quality on there, I'm telling you right now, and Perp, you weren't here when I said it. I'll put the leather quality of Vibrations of Niger up against those shattered backboards any day, bro. Any day.
And he also stated
Twice on Sunday.
That's
how good that leather is on them, man.
Well, I mean, I won't doubt it because I'm going to say something quite controversial myself.
Oh, hold on a second. You need some solo time?
Yeah. I mean, because we're talking about leather quality here.
Let's go.
The leather quality on a shoe that Jay knows what I'm about to say, it dropped back in 22, I believe. Which actually, where is it? Yeah, I won't pull it out. I don't care enough about it that much. The Brotherhoods. Have you touched the leather quality on the Brotherhoods? The Jordan 1 Brotherhood.
There we go. Yes, sir. I got them up there myself.
When I tell you that is probably some of the most buttery leather that we've had in the last 5 years or so.
Yes.
Just chef's kiss, it melts in your mouth.
The leather quality on the Brotherhoods, 110%.
A super brick. Bow.
Right. Where's my Jordan 4 cement box real quick?
Bow.
It goes, that's a whole tangent I could get on. There's no infrastructure for total EV transition right now. Hybrid is the wave.
I respect that 100%.
So yeah, you can thank the state of California for leading the charge on that, of course.
Yeah, you know what was so funny is, I don't know if you guys remember, and I'm glad you brought that up, Perp. The day they announced that they were going to go full electric for like 2030 or 2035 or whatever, it was like the day after they asked everybody to not charge their vehicles because it was putting too much of a strain on the grid.
Yep.
And what a lot of people don't know is that the hotter it is outside, the more it negatively affects solar panels.
Well, yeah, but then not even that. You let's go deeper.
Well, I get it, but I don't think most people understand that, though, is that the high heat actually has a negative effect on solar energy. It does, and they got a lot of problems with that, and they haven't come up with solutions for it or anything. But mind you, I know this working for the utility company that specializes in a lot of solar and is constantly trying to put solar panels on people's houses. But go ahead, you had a deeper point.
Yeah, I mean it ties into the point you were making, and just to kind of go a little bit deeper on why I would probably never go fully electric. A hybrid opportunity is great, right? But is the power grid in this country. The power grid in this country is probably the most vulnerable and non-sustainable grids in the whole world, actually. There have been terrorist attacks that will not go on national or even global television, worldwide news, where people have been attacking power grids and they have literally been taking out whole coasts. There was a brownout that took out the entire state of Montana and around in that area, probably a 5 to 6 state brownout that happened just back in 2021 that no one talks about. And all they do to protect them is they put up these 10 to 12 foot chain link fences with barbed wire around it. That's it. There are no armed guards, there are no security systems. So literally you and I could drive up to a power grid right now and we could shoot it up and literally take it offline, and it would literally affect several states.
It's funny you say that because there is a video floating around on Instagram of a girl who climbed over a barbed wire fence at a power station and decided that, oh, I'm going to go viral for hanging on to some of this power equipment while I twerk. When I say the biggest set of sparks ended up flying out for whatever it is she did, bro, and like the video cut off, but if she survived that, I'm telling you right now, her guardian angel was with her because, bro, it looked like she got fried. It was that bad.
Well, I mean, case in point, that's how easily accessible it is.
Exactly. And that's what I'm getting at. The fact that they were able to do that. The fact that she was able to do that. You know what I mean? And the fact that all those people were just able to even hang out there at the gate like that with nobody saying anything to them.
Yeah. I mean, think about it. There are 3 power grids that power this whole entire country. Just 3. You take out one of them, you've already knocked out a coast. That's it. So now, do you really, having a fully electric car, really want to take that chance? If you got to get out of Dodge for a time for everything to cool down, no, I don't want to do it. I'm a survivor.
Well, shoot. If you're on the coast, you probably can't even get gas because those pumps are ran on electricity.
Well, the pumps have backup generators, so you can still get gas even when the grid goes down.
Okay.
But for those electric car station charging stations,
they're done.
No, they're done. They haven't developed a system around backup charges for them right now. Not yet.
Got you. Well, just think about this, right? When your electric vehicle runs out of power on the highway, guess what they send out to you? A gas-powered one with a gas-powered generator.
Diesel.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? To boost you back up.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, it's wild. All right, so we got here. Jason Catini goes, Taxi 12s, Olympic 7s, and a retro Dornbacher. I'd like to see those. Big fan of 12s, so always have to cop those.
I respect that. You know, if they do those Dornbachers, right?
Which one?
I would love.
Which one, Jay?
I was about to say it. Dang. Dang.
Because I know which one he's probably thinking of.
I would love for them to bring back the 3.
Okay, that's not the one I was thinking of. Okay. Dornbecker 3s. All right. I thought you was going to say them 4s.
Go ahead and say it.
I thought you was going to say them Dornbecker 4s.
I love those as well.
I don't think we ever going to see them again.
Listen,
because of the
Nike opened up the vault.
But I think someone said it's got probably something to do with the rights to use the Superman tag on the tongue.
If they already use it, I'm quite sure they can work something out. Money talks.
We'll see. We'll see.
Money talks.
We shall see.
I didn't think they had the licensing rights to use it the first time, but they got it on there, so.
Well, and now here's the other thing, because you know what? It's interesting because what do the rights actually cost? Because look at Adidas. Look how many quote unquote superhero shoes or collaborations, rather, I should say, they've put out. They're giving us Deadpool, Wolverine. Who else are they giving us? They've given us a couple other collaborations in superhero as well. The Ninja Turtles.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? They did the Ninja Turtle stuff.
Yeah, but that wasn't an official collaboration with Superman though, or with the DC licensing.
What wasn't?
But if you put something on the box,
Wait. What? Well, so again, don't you think they have to buy the rights in order to use that?
That's what I'm saying. I don't remember hearing about how that whole agreement got worked out, or if it was agreement in the first place. That was my whole point.
Because
I'm
then
quite sure they did. I'm quite
they
sure
would have had to, because then Nike's basically, you know, pot
Listen,
calling the kettle black at that point. You know what I'm
it could
saying?
have been this.
Because
It could have been a full out payment, or it could have been a percentage. Hey, everything we sell, you get this percentage. It could be. It could go either way. You know what I mean?
that's true.
It could really go either
That's
way.
true.
To be honest with you, and it's interesting that a lot of us are saying the taxis, man. Like I really, I would probably say, in my opinion, man. I'm looking. I would probably say not probably. The taxis is my favorite 12.
Over the flu game.
Yep. But remember, I love white sneakers. You gotta remember, I'm a sucker for
Uh,
white sneakers. You gotta remember that. Even though black and red are my favorite colors, I'm a sucker for white sneakers. I love white sneakers since I was a kid.
Yeah, I don't know. That's a tough call. I might lean more towards the flu games personally,
I
but
respect that. I respect
yeah, I
that.
mean the
Yeah.
taxi. I mean that black white iconic, iconic colorway on the 12s for real.
Yeah. Yeah.
Iconic.
Chef kiss.
Now, would you? Let me ask you this though. Seeing as how you like white more, did you like the cherry 12s over the breads?
Um, no. In this case, no.
Okay.
In this case, no. That's a good question. I have to think about it. In this case, no. Uh-uh. Mm-mm.
Yeah.
Nope. But I will say, when it comes to the 11, the Concords is king. The Concord is king.
Over the bread?
Yep, the Concord is king. That's my opinion.
Yeah, yeah, the versatility of the way that Concord color blocking is, it's, you almost don't want to play basketball in it. It looks so nice.
Mm.
You know what I mean? You almost don't want to play. Like it's interesting to think about some of these shoes that look so good. You almost don't want to use them for the purpose that they're built for.
Yeah.
Case in point, a lot of these Nike SBs that come out, bro. It's like, how do you skateboard in this shoe? Because it looks so nice that it's just like, I would not want to get this all torn up. You know, mind you, my man out there, Yuta Horigami, you know, won gold medal wearing his own collaboration sneaker with Nike. You know what I mean? Took gold, which was funny as when we were talking about it, I looked up the next two guys that medaled, and both of them were wearing some skateboard brand out of Brazil.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That I, never even heard of or anything like that. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. But they also weren't favored though. They were dark horses.
Yeah, I get it. I think in terms of what happened with Raisa is that she's so young that the fact that she medaled or would finish anywhere, I think if she finished anywhere within the top 5, it'd be like, oh wow. But the fact that she medaled at such a young age, I think, puts her into a different level, because it's like, okay, well, she's not even really finished developing yet. You know what I mean? So she's only going to get stronger and better.
More precise.
When you look at those top 3 that medaled, they were 14, 15, and 16, I believe. So
were they?
Yeah, they were all young teenagers.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, damn.
Yep.
So how old was the whole group then like that?
I'm not sure about the entirety of the composite, but I know the top 3. The range that I saw was from 13 all the way up to 17 being the oldest.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah. I'm talking about just women, just the females.
Got you. Well,
I talent out there.
Yeah, I think. Listen, I think that type of sport, being out there on the center stage and seeing, women do certain things like that, can draw more obviously into the sport. And I mean, okay. This is probably going to be a hot take right here.
Uh-oh.
It's probably gonna be a hot take right here, but
FaceTime.
yeah,
There we go.
I'll
There we
do it.
go.
There we go.
I'll go solo on this.
There we go.
I'll go solo on this. I feel as though that when it comes to women's sports and being able to draw in more women viewers, women like to see women that look like them compete or have a level of attractiveness to them and compete. For a long time, and listen, growing up, I grew up in an area was mainly, a lot of black people and stuff like that. And I remember, talking to a lot of the people around and stuff like that. When it came to things like women's basketball, there's a lot of parents that didn't want their daughters participating because of the stereotype of a lot of the players that were involved. So now you look at the WNBA and some of the players they got coming in. Look at them. You see them in their dresses, and a lot of them, bro, they look like smoke shows. Smoke shows, and they're playing basketball. So what's it doing? It's raising the visibility of the players because not only do they play basketball, but there's a level of attractiveness to them that are going to draw a lot more people, especially women themselves, to actually look.
Mm-hmm. Let me say this, and this isn't just for women's sports. This is for sports in general. Kudos to all of these young kids, right? Who have this ability, just like that. Was it that 16-year-old kid in a high school or something who
Oh yeah, the track and field
US,
star,
right?
the dude, yeah,
Right.
Yeah, out of Louisiana or something like that. Yeah.
Let me say this, man, to these up and coming future young adults. I want to give them kudos because when you are on a stage like that, a major stage, most people, even grown seasoned adults, will freeze up. And these young, super young athletes are absolutely out here, not only mentally tough, but they're not letting the either the short-lived or the long-lived fame get to them. They're focused on this moment right now, and they are tearing it up. So I have to give these young kids, these young future adults, all the respect, bro, because it takes a lot of discipline to do what they do. So kudos to them, man. Kudos to all of them. Kudos.
And genetics.
Genetics, bro. Genetics.
I mean, listen, to be 60, first off, at 16, as a male, as developed as you are, to be able to compete against somebody who's like 26. You know what I mean? Listen, this is why they won't let high schoolers go right into the NFL, because the development is so much different. The training, the lifting, and all that stuff is so much different coming from high school trying to go into the pros. They won't let them do it for football. They'll do it for basketball, but
not
basketball is less physical.
Yeah, not no more. You can't. They stopped that. You can't come out of the high school into the NBA. Now you got to at least do one year.
Correct. Now you got to do 1 year in college. But you know what that's about? That's about money.
Oh, come on.
That's about money. And to be honest with you, if you're good, why do you need to make the jump to the NBA anymore? Anyhow, you could actually stay all 4 years in college and look at the amount of money you can make.
Be a millionaire. Yeah, be a millionaire. Yep.
And for 4 years you could just stack serious bread, and that goes for men and women.
Yeah, absolutely.
With these sports now, right?
Absolutely. 100%.
But swinging it back now to these shoes. A lot, in my opinion, comes down to who's wearing what. And for brand awareness, for visibility, and to really get yourselves out there, Nike needs to somehow get themselves in the hands of these athletes who are out here making this noise for brand awareness. Because it was brand awareness, i.e., Michael Jordan, that catapulted them to where they are today. And then when you think about all the athletes that came in behind, now, Perp, you weren't here when I said this, but when you think back to the Olympics, you know, a lot of thought goes to, especially in the track and field space. You think about guys like Maurice Green, Michael Johnson. You know what I mean? These were all athletes that wore Nike. And I remember how big track and field and stuff was then, you know, especially here in the United States because of the amount of winning we were doing. Right now, we got Noah Lyles out there. Is Noah Lyles Nike?
We can look it up. And I was going to ask you, was Usain Bolt, was he Puma or Adidas? I mean, we can look it up. I can't recall him being with Nike. I can't. And listen, I mean, if I'm wrong, I'm okay with that. Because I can't remember every single athlete who they're assigned to.
Yeah, I think Noah Lyles runs for Nike.
Usain Bolt runs for Puma.
Okay, so
Usain Bolt was Puma.
But so let me say this because we keep focusing so much on Nike, and that goes to say, as well, you know, if you guys really think about, we go back to comfortability when we go about some of the top brands when it comes to athletic sport, when it comes to sports, right? Just not basketball, you know, baseball, football, track and field. You know, who we look at these certain other brands like, they're okay, but when we talk about across the pond, you got to look at how these other companies are doing, because Puma has not been around this long for no reason. They just don't have stores going on, like nobody's buying Puma, even if they're not being talked about.
Granted, but that's more so outside the U.S.
Correct, and I think that's something as well that, you know, we have to just take a look at, because, you know, every region has its liking, and, you know, for Puma, you know, let's just say Puma is a small company now. I mean, which they are. They're not like, you know, on the same level as Adidas when it comes to sales and things like that. But for them to sign someone like Usain Bolt is absolutely a major go. You know what I mean? And now we're in the times where athletic wear is the end thing, because a lot of people are trying to be more health conscious. So, you know, all brands have to adapt. And if you do not adapt, you will fall behind the curve. Let's be honest. You're going to fall behind the curve. And this is why New Balance, right, has had a light spark in research, because, you know, about 2 years ago, a year and a half ago, New Balance was kind of like, ugh. And now it's like, man, New Balance is like, they got a quick research going on. Look at Asics. What is Asics doing, bro? Like,
yeah. I mean, I was surprised, like last Sunday, to see a lot of New Balance and Asics that were on a lot of the reseller tables.
Mm-hmm.
People a lot of that now.
People are looking for comfortability. I think right now, comfortability is more important to people, because they just want to be able to, hey, I can go run in my sneakers, I can go fishing, I can go walking, I can go on a date. They're looking for an all-purpose type joint now.
But it's interesting that you say that, though, when people used to duck walk in their J's so they wouldn't crease them.
Yep. Yeah. Facts.
They weren't worried about comfortability. They were worried about keeping them things looking as crispy as possible.
The heel walk.
You know what I mean? You know what I mean? So
I got my first pair of Romeros a couple weeks ago, and I haven't looked back. Those are the most comfortable shoes I've ever worn.
The Romero.
Yeah, Romero 5s. And so they're not the most attractive to me, per se, but, man, I found myself, I've worn them pretty much every single day since I've gotten them. It's crazy. But it goes to Jay's point. People are shifting their focus now, or splitting their focus, might I add, to more comfortability along with stylish as well. Which is why you saw a lot of Asics out there, why you probably saw a lot of Vomeros out there, amongst other things.
So, but do you feel that maybe a lot of that is because people are apprehensive to wear, for example, a lot of their Jordan sneakers to begin with?
I'm probably the wrong person to ask that question because I wear my sneakers. So
I do too.
Yeah.
I do too. But we do know, like, listen, how often do you go to the mall, your local mall, and see somebody that has some top tier pair of kicks on?
Not too often.
Very rare. The only time I see any of it is if I'm at a sneaker show, and obviously everyone there is just trying to break necks with some of their shoes. Outside of a sneaker show, you rarely see anybody really wearing much of anything out there like that.
I will say though, at God Soul though, I did have an old dirty pair of Chucks on.
Did you?
Yeah.
Did you?
Yeah. I just like to mess with people sometimes.
Listen, man. One of the sneaker shows I went to, I wore my what is that? I wore a pair of Spizikes, the Year of the Dragon joints.
Well, that's still a stylish. I mean, you know, if you got on some Spizikes, especially
who's out there rocking Spizikes like that? People are buying them, but I don't see too many people wearing them.
Yeah, but people are also talking about them, so they're relevant too, regardless of the fact. Think about
What's up, Fact One? What's going on with you, bro? Appreciate you tapping in.
House.
Right? How does it goes? I think it's all about utility now and comfort being a large pillar in that. A shoe for everything. Did the Jumpman Jack succeed in that or just advertise that? Well,
I haven't had them on toe, but I will definitely say this. A lot of people talk about how underrated in comfort the Jumpman Jacks are. They said they're very comfortable shoes.
Well, it'd be nice if we can get our hands on them.
I'll probably pick one up on the 7th.
Yeah. It'd be nice if we had an opportunity to get them. Right, Jack? We were talking about this earlier.
My most uncomfortable for. So it's
what
just
is?
like.
What is? What's your most uncomfortable?
My 4.
Yeah.
Literally the most uncomfortable 4 I own.
I would have to agree with you because I never had a 4 hurt my arches, and those things did.
Yeah, arches, your pinky toe, everything, all the same.
Well, pinky toe, no, but the arches for sure because it's like a hardened quilted insole foot pad.
It looks comfortable, but it ain't.
Yeah, and you got to break it in.
No, you can't break it in. Look,
well, it was more comfortable the second time I wore it versus the first time.
Let me tell you, I took those shoes in an attempt to break them in all the way down to New Orleans, and I walked around the whole weekend and then that Monday and Tuesday and nothing but those shoes, and they got even harder.
No. You got to wear them, let them sit for a while, and come back to them. Don't try to go back-to-back days. Your feet had no time to recover.
Hey, fellas, look here. Y'all not going to disrespect my 4s. All right, y'all just not going to disrespect my 4s.
We only talking about the Almas, bro.
We talking about one Alma 4.
Y'all ain't going to disrespect my 4s like that. but like when you were offline, you know, where your kicks now, we had a very, very nice debate. You know, I made a point about, you know, how everybody say, hey, you know, 4s wasn't like 4s hurt their feet, and I've never had an issue with any 4s. And then I was talking about, you know, the Sambas, how the Sambas are super comfortable because we're talking about innovative. And I was like, this is why the Sambas and Adidas always sell, because Adidas is known for comfort, Nike is known for fashion. And where your kicks, tell me if I'm wrong, but where your kicks, he disagreed with me. But I said, when you think of Nike, you think of fashion. When you think of Adidas, you think of comfort.
All day, 100%.
Okay.
But where your kicks he kind of disagreed with me, which is fine.
I mean, that's why Sambas, you can't keep them on the shelves over in Europe right there, because that's what they're centered around. They're centered around comfort and not looks.
Fact goes, the 2025 Red 4 is the most uncomfortable for ever made, in my opinion. I don't know if it's my foot. I had to go through 3 pair of those before I just gave up.
Now, see, that's crazy because mine are comfortable.
Yeah, mine are cool.
Dang.
I got a pair of those. Jeffrey Flight 23 goes, stop the cap on those 4s. All right. And he goes, nah, I have no issue since the SB. Maybe something was mental.
Okay.
It's possible.
It's okay.
So back to what Jay was talking about. Nike as a what'd you call them? More
Fashion.
lifestyle, more fashion.
When I think of Nike, I think of
See,
fashion.
when I think Nike, I think athletics first. I just do. Now, I don't know if that's just because, growing up with everything I've been involved in, that where it was Nike, Nike, Nike for me in terms of sports was concerned. But that's what I think of. For the fashion part, to me, really only falls within 1 through 14, basically, with the Jordan brand line. And then you got a couple Nikes over here and there. You know what I mean? But for the most part, like, most of the Nike stuff that gets put out there is for athletic use, not necessarily just fashion.
I don't disagree with you, but the consumers have changed the narrative to fashion. I don't disagree. But and I made a point earlier. You know what I'm
Okay.
saying? Like, when people buy Jordans, it's a fashion statement. People not really on the court rocking J's. They're not, right? They're on the court rocking Kobe's.
That's true.
It still sticks to this day. When people on court, they're not out here rocking AE1s for fashion. They're out here rocking AE1s on the court,
Correct.
right?
Correct.
So that is the major difference between the Nike branding and Adidas branding. That is the major difference.
Well, you also got to remember, too, think of the amount of athletes that were wearing Nikes, specifically in basketball. You had Vince Carter, Penny Hardaway, Tim Duncan. Who else did you have? You had
Scottie
a
Pippen. You
Scotty,
had Dennis
Scotty Pippen.
Rodman.
Yeah, you had a plethora of top level basketball talent all wearing Nike. And then on top of that, you also had a top tier advertising campaign for Nike basketball as well.
I agreed.
Remember, one of the biggest leaps they ever took in Nike basketball was when they dropped that. Jason Kidd was another one, right?
Yep.
When they dropped that commercial to compete against the N1 craze that was going on.
Oh yeah, N1 was
Because
causing
N1 had N1 had us in a chokehold. The
that one
trash
year.
talk, no,
That 1 year.
no, stop it. Because it was year 2 when they introduced that dude Hot Sauce. And I remember the uptick. Don't say 1 year. Don't do it to yourself, bro. Don't do it to yourself. Don't do it to yourself. Because the first year we were like, damn, who's all this? And then the main attraction on that video was the guy Skip to My Lou, Rayford Alston, who actually played in the NBA for a while. And
Houston Rockets.
Huh?
Houston Rockets, right?
Yeah, he played for I think the Bucks too. He played for.
Okay.
I think so. But then the next year when they had Volume 2 drop, that's when they introduced that dude Hot Sauce. And that took it to a whole other level because of the crap he was out there doing on the court.
Okay.
And then year 3, I think it was either year 3 or 4, then they had to do the professor who came along from the summer series that they were doing.
But I'm talking about sneaker wise. For sneaker wise, I think they only had one hot year.
I agree with that.
They only had one hot
Sneaker-wise,
year,
yeah.
bro.
Sneaker-wise, yes.
Sneaker-wise, yes. From a brand perspective, and one had basketball in a chokehold.
You two are talking about two different things. He's talking about the sneaker season. You're talking about the marketing campaign season.
Okay,
You know
sneaker-wise, I agree with you, Jay. Yes. Sneaker-wise, yes.
We clear. Look.
Yeah.
We both good.
Yeah.
We clear.
Yeah. My man Fat One goes, like 2003, I remember that commercial. What we had back here? Nike has the best Madison Avenue department in history of athletic brand. They know how to get your attention better than anybody.
Agreed. Okay.
what we have here. Basically, everybody worth mentioning besides Iverson with Reebok, and back in the day, Magic and Bird with Converse. All the best players always wore Nike. Yep.
Okay, so fact, I agree with you, but I will say this, bro. Kobe was originally with Adidas.
Adidas.
That's true.
Kobe was originally with Adidas. So, um, and
But
I agree with y'all,
but
100%.
was number 8 Kobe as good as number 24 Kobe?
Oh, come on. That's an unfair question.
Oh, so he switched the
That's
numbers,
an
did he
unfair
not?
Hey, flag on the play. That's an unfair
Ain't no flag
question.
on the play. Ain't no flag. Okay. That's like me asking you. That's the same as me asking you if later stage LeBron's better than early stage. I think LeBron's best time was during Miami Heat.
That's like saying which Lewis is better, Lewis prime or Lewis now? It's always
But
Lewis prime.
in terms of popularity, let me premise it with that. In terms of popularity and how we looked at Kobe.
Kobe not. Well,
I'm gonna go with 24.
yeah, 24.
24 was looked at more favorably than number 8 Kobe.
In my opinion.
Yeah, but again, that's still an unfair question, even if you frame it that way, because you're earning your stripes. You off in the trenches those early years or whatever. So of course you're not going to have the same type of notoriety as you're building your brand as you do once you capstone your career.
It's true.
And with that, that's when he was with Nike too.
I don't debate with you. I'm just saying. At the end of the day, you can't forget about Kobe was with Adidas. We just can't take that away. That's all I'm saying. But I agree with you. I mean, but hold on. But some of the greats, okay, like what about the Ewings? Oh no, where your kids? Don't you dare give me that look. Don't you?
I think we're having technical difficulties. We're losing Jay. I think we're losing Jay here real quick.
Y'all on one tonight.
Don't you forget about my boy Pat.
The Patrick Ewing. Listen, Patrick Ewing was definitely a highly respected basketball player who unfortunately kept running in the mic.
Don't you forget about my boy from Utah Jazz.
Karl Malone or John Stockton?
Karl Malone. Don't you forget about his LA gear first. Don't you forget about his LA gears, boy. Don't you forget.
Well, we had one here. Here goes one. Everybody wanted that one Tai Chi, the red and white one. Listen, that's the pair that Vince Carter won the slam dunk contest in when he was still with the Raptors. I have that plaque of him doing that dunk where he twists, he windmills it. Oh man.
So let me ask y'all a question. Who is the greatest dunker of all time? What's y'all opinion?
Oh, damn.
Vince Carter's got to be up there in the top 3.
I respect that.
Who do you have top 3, Perp, since you say that? Who do you have top 3?
Tracy McGrady, Vince Carter.
Ooh, T-Mac.
Hold on, I got to come back to you on that third one. Because it's a toss-up with me for the third one.
So you're not putting Dominique Wilkins in there?
Nah.
Nah.
He wouldn't make my top 3, absolutely not.
Ooh. Shawn Kemp?
Shawn Kemp was a beast, but not my top 3. No.
Kemp was an animal.
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell you right now, man. It's a tough one, but I'm still gonna go with Vincey as one.
Mm-hmm.
Number 2 probably will be Zach LaVine.
Zach LaVine, huh?
Bro,
so my only thing with Zach LaVine is, granted, he's great in those slam dunk contests, but does he get off the dunks like Vince did in game?
No.
I said Vince won.
I'm not the okay.
Yo,
Vince Carter. Vince Carter was slam dunk contests plus in game.
He put you on a poster on a random Tuesday night.
Yeah, I agree. That's why I said this is one. We can't forget about Jordan, because Jordan would just, take you on right then and there.
So you got Jordan in the top 3.
Um,
I would put Jordan in my top 5, not my top 3.
um,
Hey, Lewis, get that boy the spotlight. Oh
I'm gonna
yeah,
say yes. I'm gonna say yes
Jordan in top
because
3.
I'm gonna put Jordan still the top 3. I still got Vince number 1, and the reason why I'm saying is because with Jordan, it didn't matter if it was a center. It didn't matter if he had 5 players. He still was going able to finish that ball on you. With other players, it's one-on-one situation. It's not a triple or quadruple up and still finishing that ball. So I'm still gonna put Jordan in my top 3.
You got Kobe in your top 5.
I'm gonna put Kobe in that top 5. I think if I'm gonna have to label Kobe, I might have to label Kobe as number 5, potentially 5, because four is a question right now with me.
But you're sticking with Zach LaVine for your number 2.
I think Zach is still my number 2.
I see. I'm split. I think Lewis makes a very good point though. Like he's not that utility man out there on the court. You put him in a controlled environment like a dunk contest, yeah, of course. But I think overall it's about compositely who you are as a player and how you perform.
I respect that.
Mm-hmm. Zach LaVine doesn't give me that. Zach LaVine wouldn't even make my top 5. But I understand why you put him there though.
I respect it.
All right, Lewis, who you got?
Oh boy, I definitely go with Vince. Vince has to be up there as number 1.
Mm-hmm.
Number 2.
And was still doing it in his 40s.
Yeah, that's true too. Number 2, I would probably. Damn. That's so tough, man.
Mm-hmm. It's an easy question, but a hard one to answer.
Yeah, because you got guys like Dominique Wilkins, Sean Kemp. I mean, shoot, even Dr. J.
I didn't even think about Sean Kemp off the rip or whatever, but yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Look, I'll tell you what. Listen. I wish there was a category for like number 1 who's going to try and dunk on you, because I would go Vince 1, and I would say somebody else who just had reckless abandonment and try to dunk on you all day long. Could you think of who I'm talking about?
He played for the Clippers.
Who are you talking about?
He has a brother. They both went to Oklahoma.
Who?
He has red hair.
You're talking about 2 different people.
Okay, we ain't in the same league then.
No,
okay.
We're talking about 2 different people. I'm talking about Russell Westbrook.
Oh hell no!
God.
Hold on a second. Hold on a second. You mean to tell me Russell Westbrook would not try to dunk on any and everybody?
No, I'm agreeing. He was reckless.
That's all I'm saying. That's all I said.
Nah.
As someone who had reckless abandonment and tried to dunk on any and everybody, it was Russell Westbrook. You can't.
Story.
Okay? I didn't say he was top dunker of all time. I just said.
Okay. Listen. Okay.
Now,
listen. I would
go. I'd probably go Vince 1, like I said. Probably go Dominique 2. Number 3. See, a lot of the great dunks from Mike came during the slam dunk contest.
Yeah, of course.
He usually didn't really have that many dunks, but he just tried to kill you like that. I saw someone put in the chat Tracy McGrady.
McGrady. Listen, T-Mac was my guy. T-Mac was my guy.
Oh, you said that too?
Yeah, that was my number 2.
Tracy.
I said Vince Carter, then Tracy McGrady.
Tracy was huge on trying to dunk on people, bro. Shoot, for all that, you can push. We're going flashy dunks, though, right?
Nah, you know what? We'll open it up. Everything.
Because, shoot, I mean, you can put Shaq up there, bro. You
I
could put
mean,
Shaq in there for all
Listen,
that.
listen.
that ain't even dunking. That's just hopping.
I'm gonna throw two names out there for you
Go
guys,
ahead.
right?
What you got?
Derrick Rose and Blake Griffin.
See, I thought about Derrick Rose. I thought about him too. He was another one. But again, to me, okay, Derrick Rose, Steve Francis, and Russell Westbrook are all in like the same kind of category.
Mhm.
Three guys that try to go at you and they would try to dunk on any and everybody. They was constantly going to the rim and they take on anyone. If Allen Iverson had the leaping ability of Stevie Franchise, I'm telling you right now, he probably tried to do the same thing. Because Allen Iverson was somebody who constantly was attacking the basket. And while he could dunk, he didn't have the vertical leap of a Steve Francis.
So here's what I'm gonna
Steve
tell you right
Francis
now.
had a crazy vert, bro.
I'm gonna put Derrick Rose over your boy Russell Westbrook
I
and
hope.
over franchise. I'm putting Derrick Rose who was more lethal when it comes to finishing that ball around that rim dunking. I'm putting Derrick Rose over those two guys, in my opinion.
Would you put him over Steve Francis?
Absolutely. He's over franchise.
Steve Francis, man, he was. Look, I understand the totality of someone's career, but we're talking
Ooh.
about
Ooh.
dunk. Period. Well, we got something here in the chat. Someone
Amen,
said.
amen, amen. Fact, we out here doing a thing right now.
What we got here? Fact goes, there is not a superstar center that he didn't dunk on multiple times every single season, except for Camby, and then he finally got him. Who you talking about, Shaq? I think he's talking about Shaq,
Yeah,
possibly.
yeah, yeah.
You
Shaq
got
and
to be
Dozier.
talking about Shaq.
But check out Facts list.
Let's see. My list is very similar to Jay, especially 34 and 5. I got Kobe. Oh, excuse me, 3, 4, and 5. I got Kobe at number 5 as well. And in between Kobe and MJ, I got Julius Erving and Connie Hawkins tied at the number 4 spot.
Connie Hawkins, that's a tough one.
Damn. Damn. Because if you didn't give those guys their flowers, it's very hard to even discuss the other 4 or 3.
man, yeah, it's
I mean, look, listen. There's basketball players who did certain things, bro, that most people can't even remember nowadays, man. And it's, yeah, I mean,
yep,
shoot.
yeah, man.
I mean, we talking about basketball right now. Not for nothing, bro. I miss watching footwork of the Kembe Mutombo, not Mutombo, Hakeem, Olajuwon.
Let me tell you something.
Hakeem, bro.
Hakeem showed Shaq that finesse beats power. Let's be honest. He literally took Shaq to work. He put him to school,
Hakeem,
baby.
the Dream, Olajuwon. Dr. J.
Yup.
Yeah,
Dr.
man.
J,
Dr. J. Listen, Dr. J.
Julius Erving.
Too. You know what I'm saying? Like, and the thing is like Duncan wasn't. When did dunking really become like a big thing to do? Like, who was the first player to consistently be out there dunking like that to where, you know what I mean? Like, because if you think about it, like, my man that played for the Lakers, he had the sky hook. He wasn't really trying to dunk on you like
That's
that.
Hakeem. I'm sorry, that's Kareem.
Kareem, thank you.
But remember, Kareem
Kareem
didn't start off with the Lakers. Everybody got to understand this. Kareem finished his career off with the Lakers. He wasn't.
He started with the Bucks.
Correct.
I mean, you can't have a conversation about old timers dunking, man, without bringing up, come on, one of the greatest, man, Bill Russell, baby, come on.
Yep, 11-time champion.
Let's go, and a nuke, let's go, yo.
You gotta respect that. You gotta respect that. You gotta respect that. Absolutely, bro.
Asserted dominance.
Yeah.
And and let's be honest, isn't it sad that Bill Russell has not been considered to be on Mount Rushmore?
Yeah.
I mean, I understand why, but at the same time, I'm like, I get it. It's a team sport, but you can say this time, that time, I get it. But this dude was so dominant with the Celtics. How could you not put him on Mount Rushmore?
Fat goes, Pawnee Hawkins had the hands of Michael Jordan, and he was really the first person to start doing dunks with twists and turns.
Twist.
If you look at the history of this thing, they call dunking.
Dunking. Yep.
Yep.
Hey, take him to school, baby. Take him to school, baby. Take him to school, boy. Yes, sir.
Pawnee Hawkins,
Look, yes,
definitely have to make sure to check that out. Definitely have to make sure to check that out.
Boy. He said, I still got Bill Russell in my top 5.
See, and listen, Bill Russell suffers from, in my opinion, not having social media.
Facts. I agree.
You know.
I agree.
And look, not for nothing, bro. I'm glad that we got to watch Vince Carter. You know what I mean? Because not for nothing, bro. Like, listen, as wonderful dunks as you could put together a highlight reel of all the stuff Mike did. But I'm telling you now, you could go dunk for dunk, and I'm telling you, Vince would probably out dunking as far as highlights are concerned.
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, he also had way more longevity over the average player as well.
True. And why? So let me ask you: why does he get the respect for going as long as he has, but they disrespect LeBron for it?
I don't think LeBron gets disrespected
Bro,
for his longevity. It's
come
LeBron's
on.
mouth saying that he is the greatest ever. It's
Well, I mean,
LeBron's mouth.
Yeah, and that his gameplay, you know, he's known as a big crybaby. You know, like if he doesn't get the call he wants, I mean, he throws a tantrum right there in center court. So,
Yeah.
I mean, you have to win the people over fully, right? You either die a hero or live to become the villain.
Yep.
Yeah.
Mind you, my man Robert Downey Jr. gonna get all the love too as a villain, which is gonna be crazy to see.
Life imitating art, baby.
Yeah, we'll get to that real quick. Here, Fat goes Vince. His dunk of death in the Olympics, still to this day, the most treacherous facial I've ever seen. Jumped over my man.
A 7-footer too? I think it was a 7-footer.
And that was, listen, and Vince needed a haircut that day too, though. You remember he had a little fro growing too, bro.
Yeah,
my man was probably mad he couldn't get no haircut that day for the game.
Oh, man.
Because he's not a crybaby.
Yeah. That's, and you know, listen, you got to be honest too. The reason why, and it's not LeBron's fault. LeBron puts in the work. But LeBron is in a weak league. And it's not his fault that he's in a weak league.
Is he in a weak league though? Because I'm gonna put it to you like this. Today's players, you know, they are way more athletic than a lot of the players from back in the day, bro. A lot more athletic.
But nobody plays defense. See, you know, more athletic, they don't play defense. So, you know,
unfortunately, they set the rules because listen, at the end of the day, the NBA is an entertainment league. And what keeps the viewers watching? Scoring. It's the same issue that the NFL's got right now, to where now, and I wonder how this is even going to work, because the NFL's got another problem with now you're only allowed to tackle a certain kind of way. That's going to be a whole other mess.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, you're right. The defense isn't necessarily there like we think it is. Although I would say, if the Mavericks were playing defense like the Celtics did, they probably would have won a few more games out of that situation. But that's neither here nor there. So defense can be played.
Point proven.
But you you can't do as much hand checking, and you don't have as much physicalness in there.
But it's my point proven, but it's not LeBron's fault, but he's absolutely a 250 pounder, and he cries
6'8", 260.
Yeah, when the little pinky hits his little elbow, okay, little crybaby. So no,
why?
Okay, he would not be where he's at if Dennis Rodman was on him. I would put a pacifier in LeBron's mouth. Okay,
bro, we said that.
Dennis would put that boy to work. Dennis will put that boy to work.
Can we please stop disrespecting this man, LeBron? Though, crybaby aside, my man 6'8", 260, runs a 4.3 on the court. Listen, as great as athleticism as Vince had, like all around athleticism, bro, we haven't seen a player at LeBron's size be able to do the things he's able to do.
I respect LeBron's game. I love his game, but at the end of the day, I don't care how fast you run. I don't care how talented you are. If you do not have heart, if you do not have the perseverance, I don't care how great of your DNA genetics is. Dennis Rodman, the worm, will put a pacifier in your mouth. And
Not the
that's
worm.
my word.
Not the worm.
That's my word. And I stand on it. 10 toes on it.
Bro, they would never put Rodman on LeBron.
They put Rodman on a Shaq. So what you think he gonna
That's
do?
Shaquille O'Neal.
Excuse me, and you said that's a Shaquille. Excuse me,
Bro.
excuse me, sir.
Why would they not put Dennis Rodman on LeBron James?
He
What?
would not be able to stay with LeBron James.
Get the you listen. Let me say this. There's been no.
Who was the better defender on the Bulls, Rodman or Pippen?
Rodman
No.
is the greatest defensive player of all
He
time.
was one of the better defensive players in the whole NBA.
So why was Pippen put on most of the scores then when they was doing their Bulls runs? Why did they put Pippen on the guys?
Because of how they use Rodman. They use Rodman as a disruptor. Pippen wasn't a disruptor.
A disruptor where?
And rebounder.
Around the rim.
Rodman changed the whole trajectory of games.
So you just said they put Rodman against LeBron. Does LeBron usually play that close to the basket all the time? No.
No. Let me tell you something. Number one, LeBron isn't solid up here. It's easy to get in his head. We've seen that. Jay, what's the guy from Denver during that series 2 years ago? Huh?
Are you talking about Nikola
Jokic?
Jokic?
Aaron, what's Aaron's name?
Aaron Gordon.
Aaron Gordon played head games with LeBron that whole series and got him psyched out the entire time. So what do you think Dennis Rodman would do to him? That's like Aaron Gordon times 8.
And Shaq outweighed God doggone LeBron by like 75 pounds.
Right. Trust me. Dennis Rodman would have gotten LeBron out of his game easy.
So
we have never seen a person like Dennis Rodman with his work ethic who will never get tired.
Yep.
We've never seen anybody like him who can go from first quarter to fourth quarter and play the same exact way and get stronger as each quarter goes. We have never had an athlete like that, which is Dennis the Worm Rodman.
Hey, Dennis played chess out there, man. Everybody else is playing chess. You know,
what?
Bro.
You're not going to. So who do you have over Dennis Rodman as one of the greatest defensive players?
I am not here. Okay. I'm not here saying that Dennis Rodman could not make things difficult for LeBron. But to say that he'd be able to stay with him and keep him from scoring the entire game, come on, bro.
We can say scoreless, but cause a lot of problems.
Okay, now you're changing it because.
How am I changing it? You guys said he would shut him down.
No, because we weren't even talking about completely scoreless in the beginning. You threw on scoreless on the back end of that conversation.
Yes.
Okay. So you guys said Rodman could shut down LeBron, right?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay. Well, I say he could never completely shut him down.
But being shut down and being completely shut down are relative. They're two completely.
Being shut down is like scoring less than 10 points. You think Rodman could hold LeBron to less than 10?
No. But you're still scoring. You said scoreless.
Let me say this. So you got to where your kicks. You know the game, right? Mm-hmm. If I shoot 5 for 5, right? 5 for 5, I'm good. LeBron probably gonna have to shoot. God dog it on 7 for 17 with some free throws that he missed to get that 23, that 24. So you got to understand what I'm saying. He has to work a lot more harder on that offensive side to score because Dennis, listen, I don't care what you say. Dennis is stronger than LeBron. If he can hold Shaq, you can't tell me he cannot hold LeBron underneath that rim.
He rib check Shaq. So if he did that to Shaq, what's he gonna do with LeBron?
Come on.
Now,
Okay.
LeBron is a more agile player, absolutely. I mean, that's not in question. But I'm saying pure raw strength. Oh, come on now. If he could get with Shaq on a strength level,
Yeah.
and that guy was an Energizer Bunny.
Yeah.
That man did not get tired at all.
Okay.
Braun out there, they got to take him out every 8 plays. You got to hook him up to the respirator.
Bro, stop it. See, this is what I'm talking about. Because, listen, how many times did LeBron play from the opening minute to the closing and never came off the court? How many times did LeBron have to do that? A ton of times, especially when it came to playing in the playoffs.
Yeah, but I mean, okay, let's take
So don't sit there and say, you see, this is what I'm talking about now. You're saying, oh, every time he's got to come out every so often. But you're talking about now. He's in like year 21, of course.
Okay, so what are we talking about? Are we talking about prime?
So what era Dennis Rodman are y'all comparing to LeBron James? So here we go, because y'all obviously comparing eras.
I don't care.
Prime Rodman,
don't care.
Prime LeBron. That's
prime LeBron, prime Worm. I don't care. I'm picking the Worm to cause a lot of issues for LeBron.
I'll put prime Rodman up against prime LeBron James any day of the week.
Listen. Listen.
Formulate your thoughts. Get them together.
Listen.
Write them down.
Listen.
Type them out.
Listen. Dennis Rodman, obviously great defender, great rebounder. But to say you could just leave him out there one-on-one with LeBron and LeBron not be able to do anything, y'all crazy. Y'all crazy.
I didn't say he wouldn't be able to do it.
And granted, I see it here from Fact One. He talked about how, what did he say here? He said he completely shut Shaquille O'Neal down in the 96 Eastern Conference Finals. I mean, Shaquille still scored, but they swept them, and Rodman was the primary reason. Yeah. Now, what team was Shaq on in 96?
96. Either A, he was with last year with Orlando Magic, or his first year with Lakers.
Okay.
Last year or first year.
Let me check this.
Last year or first year?
Sure
well, I think that was Orlando. That was Orlando Magic Shaq.
Yeah. Last year or first year?
Okay.
Now,
do you think Rodman would still have the same success with championship run Lakers Shaquille O'Neal?
Yes.
Come on, bro.
I'm talking about, listen, I'm not talking about sweeping. I'm talking about.
We're not talking about sweeping. I said, would he have, I'm not even talking about sweeping. You think he'd be able to defend him just as well as he did?
Yes.
When Shaq, come on, bro.
Yes.
So you mean to tell me that Shaq could have no improvement in his game and mental ability to be able to play against Dennis Rodman and wouldn't be able to cause problems to Rodman? So mind you, he was bigger at that point too.
So he was bigger, yes, but what I'm trying to explain to you is that Dennis Rodman was such of a disruptor, and you got to remember with Shaq, what was Shaq's one major problem on the NBA basketball court? What was his problem?
Stamina.
No.
What?
Oh boy, let me watch my mouth.
Well, outside the first one of free throws, but yeah,
he couldn't shoot free throws.
Free throws, yeah, I remember that.
Right, so
that's why they implemented the hacker Shaq.
Dennis Rodman would hack the heck out of him, make sure he don't score, or try to make sure he doesn't score to get a potential 3-point conversion, and Shaq would blow the free throws.
He would have Shaq so pissed out there.
He did it at the end of the game. It's about listen. Shaq was I get it.
Come on.
He gonna get his 20 points, but Shaq had to work triple as hard to get that same score. So you got to understand that if you got to work double or triple as hard to get that same 25 points, that person really had to earn it.
So what if you had to work harder for it? What does that mean?
Because at the
I still put 25 on you.
But listen, what you don't understand is percentage. If I'm
earn 25 and an easy 25 is still 25 points.
Bull crap. Because if you got
bull crap, bro.
if you averaging a 47% right rate, right? You averaging 47% and you drop down to 24%, that is a huge difference on the game and who could win that game. That is a major difference. To include making someone tire out as well. You have to look at the whole picture.
Look what Fact One says. You heard what Sean Kemp said. Sean Kemp said he said he'll be flying through the air blowing butterfly kisses at you distracted. What we got here? Remember, you got Pippen and Jordan on help defense. Let's put this in proper context. Yeah, that's true too.
I agree.
That's true too. And they were at that time period too. You were allowed to play defense a lot differently. So now if we put Rodman in today's style game, does he have the same effect?
He wouldn't have no effect because they would have kicked him out.
All these rule changes.
You're right.
Absolutely.
You're right. You're
Right.
You're right. He probably would have.
Hey, preseason.
They probably would have.
You can't come back. Preseason. You can't come back.
Preseason.
You can't come back, man.
Gotta go.
Yeah, we can't have you hurting the superstars out here. Nah, I mean, listen, yeah, I basketball is so different now. It used to be such as yes, granted there was Mike, but it really used to be team against team. Now it's I will say the game has evolved to where it's more so about a lot of individualism. I would say it's about a lot of individualism. To say that, you could have just 2 players and they'll take you to the chip, or 3 players and they'll take you to the chip. I think this aspect of a whole team is part of the reason why Boston won. They're a more complete team, in my opinion. More complete team. Now, granted, right? And we got Fact One saying, "Le Commissioner." I've never seen a team go 73-9, lose the chip, and then say, you know what, we got to go get the second best player in the league in order to come back and win because of one guy.
And what does that go to? That goes to a weak mentality. That's mentally being weak. So when I look at those who are strong, those who are fierce, someone might have more of a edge, but if you don't have that mental toughness to fight through it, that's the difference. This is what makes also Jordan and LeBron debate it's not a real debate in my opinion. Because Jordan was so fierce, he wanted to play against the best. He didn't want to join nobody. He said, "Okay, Pistons, it's 70 y'all. Really, I got to go against 80 y'all who gonna throw me on the floor. I'm gonna get through it, and I'm gonna get past it." LeBron does not have that mental fortitude. He does not have it, and he has shown it over and over and over again. As good of a great player he is, he does not have the mental fortitude of a Michael Jeffrey Jordan.
I would agree. The mindsets are different. I would definitely agree on that. But I will also say that I don't believe Mike was ever not the favorite team when it came to the finals.
There's no argument for me on that one.
Right.
But he created
most of the teams that LeBron played on were not the favorite. Especially when the Cavaliers went against the Golden State the year they had 73 wins.
But let me say this to you, right? And I know we talk about LeBron, but LeBron has a very, very high IQ. Okay,
he does.
LeBron is no dummy, bro. Not close. And let me say this: I understand what you're saying, but I'm gonna tell you why I 100% disagree. If you look at his cast, LeBron had nothing but solid what?
Ooh, look at his cast. Tell me the cast he had where he was the favorite besides the time he was on the Heat.
No, he was not the favorite. I said I agree with that. But what I'm telling you is if you look at his cast, when he went back to the Cavaliers, he had some of the greatest role players during that particular time. So the Warriors had three stars, right?
Draymond,
And they had everybody else who played
Curry.
with them. They played selfish basketball, but LeBron had the best role players minus a Kyrie Irving. That made the difference because of the role players. When you have a full team of great role players or good role players, and you got 3 stars and you got okay players here who willing to adapt to whatever you want to do, how you want to play that game, that can change the whole microscope of the game. It changes things a lot.
Fact goes, the fact that LeBron won't even participate in a dunk contest speaks volumes of what a prima donna he is. I don't think anybody can argue that at this point.
Facts.
Yeah, I gotta agree. I don't understand why he was never in a dunk contest.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
I don't understand that.
Yep.
But then, you know, I remember there was a time where he was always doing these like crazy dunks, doing warm-ups. So it would show that he was more than capable of being able to do stuff, you know, crazy highlighted type of dunks, but then wouldn't participate in the dunk contest. I don't understand that either.
Mm-hmm.
Jay, if you look at the biggest wins in his career, you got the Ray Allen shot in Game 6 in 2012, right? And then you got the Kyrie shot in 2016. Now, hold on a second now. We're going to act like some last shots didn't come from other players besides Jordan to win chips?
Talking about the Steve Kerr to John Paxson.
Right?
So
we can't. All I'm saying is, granted, now I remember that 2016 game, and as great of a shot as Kyrie had, I almost wonder really what was more important, that chase down block or the shot from Kyrie.
So in my opinion, without the chase down block, Kyrie wouldn't have had the shot.
Yeah, there we go. That's what I'm saying. Like
But if you guys want to talk about help, right? Who is the greatest, in my opinion? Who is probably the greatest finisher in NBA history?
The greatest at the rim, finisher at the rim
of a game.
Finisher of a game.
Who is probably the greatest closer in the game? Let me put you on some game. Robert Horry.
Oh,
Robert
yeah.
Horry.
I mean, I've heard people say
Okay.
Big shot, Robert Horry. Well, they got 7 rings too.
Okay. So
what's he got? 7, 8 rings?
Okay, so he saved the Lakers.
He did. He saved the Lakers a lot.
Okay, so let's not forget that. So all superstars had their Batman, they had their Robin, and they had their Harley Quinn. Okay.
Well, the Lakers had. Let me see who else they had. Yeah, they had Robert Horry. They had Rick Fox. Rick Fox was there.
Was Tyree Lue there? Was he there?
Yes, Lue was there. Yep.
Okay.
Trying to think of some others that were there that were real big. No, Van Exel.
The Kardashian ex-wife, ex-husband.
Was it Van? No, Van Exel was before them.
No, it was the Kardashian ex-husband. I can't think of his name.
Kardashian ex-husband.
Yeah. God, his name is on the tip of my tongue.
The light skinned dude?
No, brown skin, bald head.
Yeah, he was the Kardashians.
Oh, Lamar Odom.
No, I'm talking about the other one.
Oh, you talking about the Brooklyn? No, you talking about the Brooklyn Nets player?
Yeah, that dude's light skinned, bro.
No,
you talking about Brooklyn Nets?
I'm not. See, that's how irrelevant it is. Y'all don't. He's not even popping up in your brain.
What's he look like? What's he look like?
Hold on. What? Why am I blinking with this guy?
He said.
Here we go. Kerr in '97 and Paxson in '93.
See what I'm saying? Yeah, I mean, hey, chat, I got something to say to everybody, chat. Like, listen, we appreciate y'all.
Oh, yes. Tristan Thompson.
Tristan Thompson, yep.
I remember him now.
Thompson.
Damn.
Yep, you're right.
Which one was he married to?
Chloe.
So was Lamar.
No. Lamar was
Lamar was
No.
Lamar was married to Chloe, bro.
They both were.
Tristan, no, the other one was married to Kim. One of the basketball players was married to Kim.
They were both.
That was the Brooklyn. That was the Brooklyn guy. That was the Brooklyn Nets guy.
Blake Griffin was married to Kim, but Tristan Thompson and Lamar are both with Chloe.
Okay, both of them with Chloe.
Okay.
So one big London bridge.
Oh,
And you remember Reggie Bush had Kim for a while too.
Yep. And then he broke up with her to then marry a chick that looks just like her. Crazy.
Well, look at Kanye. Kanye girl look kind of like her too.
no.
Nah.
Before she cut her hair.
Not this one. Nah.
Before she cut her hair, yes.
I gotta fight you on that one.
Before she cut her hair, yes.
Hey, but chat, listen, man. Without y'all, man, like this is not possible. We appreciate y'all for real.
They can have all those bras. That's a bad crew right there. Something not right, or they even human those girls.
Mm.
Yeah. I mean, hey, he's not wrong.
Yeah.
My man up here said the witches coven.
Yeah, they put some nice voodoo on something.
Yeah. Reggie Bush was also with Kim at one point, and she's been with about 30 different people. Who wants that?
It's a lot of
somebody does, because someone keeps stepping up to the plate.
That is true.
I don't understand it, bro. I don't understand it, man.
But you know, I definitely want to pull back for a second, man. With these sneaker releases, right? I'm loving it. And I'm really curious to see how 2025 is really going to play out, especially on the logistical side. Because you remember, some of the releases that are supposed to occur in 2024 got pushed to 2025.
Yeah.
So from a logistical standpoint, how will this really pan out? I don't know. We'll have to see when 2025 hit.
What you think, Perp? What you got on that?
Yeah, I mean, 2025 is going to go off like fireworks. I mean, think about it. We are officially over the halfway mark of this year, and they've already dropped atomic bombs, right, for next year. So we all know that over the course of the last 2 years, Nike has started releasing the following year earlier and earlier and earlier, right?
Yeah.
But it generally tends to be a trend between the end of June, beginning of July, all the way until October is where we will continue to get sneak peeks into what's releasing next year. So they've already hit us on the front end with what's coming out next year. Wow, I can't wait until they take the whole sheet off the car. I want to see everything, the bells, whistles. I want to see everything, the speedometer. So we still have 3 or 4 more months worth of bangers for them to announce. That's what I'm here for.
Fact goes, this stretch run of 24 is still going to be fire, though.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
It is.
And I'm looking forward to my Olive 9s. I'm looking super forward to my Olive 9.
Yep. Olive 9 is going to be there. Look, man, 2025 is going to be one for the history books. It is the 40th anniversary of Jordan Brand.
Crazy.
Like, just think about that. 40 years of Jordan Brand. And that's really why they're opening the vault the way they are next year, bro, because it's just like, dude, like, you got to do the 40th anniversary. But, you know, there's a lot of times we complain it's the 10-year anniversary of some of these shoes, and you expect them to make a bigger deal out of it, and then they don't really drop anything for it.
Yep.
You know what I mean? And with what they're trying to do next year in 2025, all the drops we see coming, all these heaters basically, and not even just Jordan Brand. We know of one really special dunk, and we haven't even thought about what SBs are really going to be dropping next year as well. You know what I mean? And I don't think they ever really retro SBs like that, and there's talk that they might end up retroing some SBs.
I'm not even excited about next year as far as SBs go, because I feel like last year was probably the best year we've had in about the last 10 years of SBs that we've had. They bang out banger after banger in 2003.
Because what did we get? Burritos. We got everything. Yeah.
Everything.
Burritos, Yotos.
Born and raised.
Born and raised.
Yep. You could imagine.
Yeah. Yep. Do you think they should have? Do Do you think they really should have released the Born and Raised though? Do you think we
No.
really should have got a release on that?
No, but the train had already left the station, and a lot of times you stand to lose a billion more trying to stop it in progress as opposed to just let it run its course. So it was a calculated decision by Nike, fueled by revenue, and nothing more.
Yeah, I think unfortunately, and here's the issue, right? The early pairs that get out there, Now, granted, a lot of these pairs obviously get put out early by the collaborators themselves, i.e., Travis Scott. So yeah, in that case, there was nothing Nike could really do, but that shoe was just going to be so astronomically unobtainable, and that's not necessarily the legacy the family wanted to see for that collaboration either. You know what I'm saying? It's not.
Yeah, it was very important what happened to he and his family.
Yeah, a couple more here, and we're going to close out. So let's see what we got. As somebody with the original shattered backboards, I'm not mad one bit. They could release all the Grails that I have. I don't care.
So I want to say this to Fact. I agree with you, Fact, 100%. It's not that for me, I'm loving it. I'm just saying from those who like have these silhouettes that are pretty much not obtainable. They've been started selling off they pairs. They're unhappy. And for me, I think it's great. Only thing I'm saying is, I just wish that I hope that this can cause something scary on the back end if innovation, if creativity, mostly creativity, because Nike has an innovation. If the creativity and the meaning behind the sneakers, if we do not get something new that's going to gravitate towards people, it could backfire. But yes, I'm excited for it. 100%. 100%.
Facts. What we got here? My J-Packs came super quick, fellas. I'm so happy with them. I think that's my favorite SB of all time. That she was perfect to me. People complain about the blacked out back. I love that.
Mm-hmm. So do I. Yep.
Yeah, I was thinking about the same thing, Jay. Jay's gets out of hand. Yeah, man.
Yep.
Yeah, man. Fellas, Perp, what you got to close out, bro?
Man, hey, chat. Man, we thank you for rocking with us tonight, man. This is another beautiful impromptu. There was a lot of knowledge being dropped even before I hopped on. So I always feel like I leave here learning more than what I did when we first start. So hopefully you guys did too, chat. So if you didn't get an opportunity, like, share, subscribe, One Pair at a Time channel, and also Wear Your Kicks 26 and J Elevate. Thank you so much for rocking with us as always. Salute you.
Yeah, for sure. Fam, listen, man. I'm very appreciative of all y'all. For real. I know we talked about today, we are a sneaker channel. We are sneaker enthusiasts, just like you all are sneaker enthusiasts. But yes, we talk about fashion. We talk about stocks. We talk about EV cars. We talk about so much. We have debates on here. It gets heated, but it's all in fun and love. And these are my brothers. So you guys are family, and I appreciate y'all. And I just want y'all to know right now, man, if you go to reshoevnator.com, right, and you use Wear Your Kicks promo code, what is it, Wear Your Kicks?
WYK26.
Or if you go ahead and use J_Elevate, we will help you guys save 10% off of all of your Reshoevnator needs, fam.
Yes, sir. Speaking of which, there is a big announcement coming from us on behalf of Reshoevnator here in the next couple of days. Make sure you guys stay on the lookout for that announcement because you'll be able to save a whole lot of money with what's coming up. Make sure you tap into us at the One Pair at a Time podcast channel, guys. We definitely got to get that subscriber count up. We appreciate each and every one of you who have subscribed to the channel so far. We got so much planned, more discussions, sneaker battles, live cops. We're going to get you guys involved in some of these streams, bring you on camera if you guys aren't afraid to do so. You know what I mean? But yeah, we got so much planned. Let me go ahead and drop the link in the chat for anybody who is here and has not had an opportunity yet to go ahead and to subscribe. Here's the link for you. You'll be able to go ahead and do so. In any case, this is Lewis of the Way Your Kicks channel. Make sure you catch all of us this Saturday, 9 a.m. Eastern, 6 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, guys, for the One Pair at a Time podcast chat. We will be there. This is Lewis of the Way Your Kicks channel, reminding you to be true, stay in the moment, and don't forget, every day is a great day to wear your kicks. And we out.